Hey folks, Wrath coming at you with another video on the Content Creator Free-to-Play Challenge. So today's an exciting day. What you'll notice is that we got 60 limited tickets to pull Daniel. And so he will serve two functions. The very first is he's got a crowd control capability by dropping his ultimate. The bear causes stuns. And then the second is he's a massive damage dealer. And I've come to realize throughout this series that there's a lot of folks, especially on the server that the rest of us content creators are on, that are brand new to the game and are looking for some advice. So I want to take a few minutes to really demonstrate how I've been using him and Leo in tandem to help progress against some of these later stages in Soul Mine. I will say too, anecdotally if I recall, that because of where Daniel and Leo are in the progression of new accounts, it's significantly more progressed than when I actually started the game a year ago. So let me give you guys an idea on what I do with these two characters and why I think they're so effective together. So basically both of them have a lot of crowd control capabilities, and throughout the playthrough you'll have an ability to pick up one of the prototypes, and I suggest that you pick up Pain Rune. Pain Rune provides a fantastic amount of damage, but secondary to that, it also provides stun. And where do you get the stun from? Well, you get it from Hagridon, the commander that gives vanguards a shield when they do a displacement skill. So all in all, what you get is vanguards like Leo and Artis doing displacement skills, gaining a shield. The moment that they lose that shield, it explodes, causing damage and a stun. Daniel's bear causes damage and a stun. So what I'm hoping that you're seeing is a reoccurring theme here of basically neutralizing the enemy units so that you could deal damage to them. Sorietta also in here has versatility as well. So she's got knockback. And then finally Taylor, obvious reason for the damage that he does, but then secondary to that, his displacement skill allows him to jump around the map. So sometimes that's advantageous for if you're trying to target a specific damage output unit on there, and let's say like an Omar or a Xander that do a significant amount of damage. Or alternatively, if something like your Sorietta is taking a heavy amount of damage, Taylor can jump in front of that to potentially take a couple of hits. So let's review some of the matches that I've got happening here. They're later stages in the 250s. And hopefully you guys can see that how I'm leveraging each of the units, right? So Leo is in there both as a tank, as a damage dealer, and as a crowd control unit. Daniel is in there dropping the bear, causing the damage as well. So let's talk about it from scratch on one of the additional levels that I do here. So immediately what you'll notice that Xander's in the back and he does a buttload of damage. And I wasn't paying attention here, and so Daniel got wrecked by Rakana. So restarted here, and really with a stage like this, my goal is to just get like one Daniel ult down to control the units in the back, while Taylor and Sorietta focus down Rakana, and then Leo is working his way through them at the back, keeping their aggro on him, but also causing damage. So then Daniel's fulfilled his purpose. We got the ult down, just enough of a distraction for the enemy units for Leo to get back in there and wreck them, and then Taylor's zooming around, killing the rest of the heavy armored units like the tank, Kite, who we have here. So fairly easy battle. Without too many hiccups, it'll ultimately come down to Taylor versus Kite, but that's okay. Taylor will do additional damage to Kite, and then we'll win that out. The following battle is one where there's an Omar in the back, and so he definitely hurts, and you've got to be careful around how you manage that fight. So we'll show that up in just a second as soon as we wrap up here. So jumping right in, I have everybody on manual except Artis. Don't really need to fidget with him. And so what I'm doing right here is immediately Leo will ult into the middle of the pack to aggro them. And then as soon as Daniel has his ultimate available, I'm dropping that down in the center, really trying to get as many of the enemy units as possible. At this point in time, Leo should get triggered with his immunity, and you'll have a second ultimate that you can cast from him, and that will do two things. That'll cause a whole bunch of damage, but also a secondary stun that you just saw. And then finally, goal here is just to get as many ults from Dan as possible, really control the units, while Taylor and Sorietta go to town and kill them all. And so the whole name of the game with these units, again, is crowd control, crowd control, crowd control. Hopefully that gives you guys some insight. I'm going to be doing the exact same thing for storyline progression. See you guys on the next one.